Hello and happy day. Welcome to New Age Custom Farming. If you're new here, we are a custom farming operation located in Wisconsin, and we are in full harvest mode right now, meaning that all hands are on deck, aka we're doing some premarital counseling. I'm driving the grain cart for Avery today. So actually the reason why we are having me in the grain cart today is because Mason's combine is broken down, but he is actually, even though it's October 14th, I want to say 15th, middle of October, we are actually still doing some corn silage right now. So Mason is out chopping corn silage, and Avery is continuing to combine corn. The corn silage that Mason is chopping is actually for a customer of ours that we harvest there for just for us, aka that's how we are custom farmers here in Wisconsin. So let's get into the video.
We got another busy day on the farm. Mason's out doing our last corn silage job today, and I'm gonna pick some corn with a skeleton crew, I guess, but that's fine. First things first though, I gotta fix my corn head. I got a slip clutch on the first row that's coming apart. We've kind of tack welded it together twice now, and it's usually held for about 2 days at a time. And then it breaks, and it broke last night. So it's time to stop patching it, and we got to get it fit. We got to put a new one on, it's fine. It's just we got to pull that shaft out that I think I was talking about it a few videos ago when I was chopping snappage. Kind of the process of it, and that's what we're gonna do today. My dad's out here right now. I'm just pulling in the field to help him, and he just got here, so I'll set up a time lapse of us doing it. We gotta pull the shaft out, the drive shaft out of the head. Gotta take a gearbox, well, not a gearbox, but a plastic cover off the end of the head that holds oil in a chain. Gotta take that off, which I'm guessing he's already working on, and then pull a long drive shaft off that drives every single row on the left side of the head, so 6 rows it drives. And it's the very outside left row, so we gotta pull it all the way out. Normally you only have to pull it out to the row that you're working on, but because it's the last row, we got to pull it out to that one. So we'll pull it out and see if we can't. It's really not a bad job. It's just time consuming. A couple hours, I think we'll have it. So see how it goes. So this is what we got going on here. This slip clutch right here is supposed to be slid over, and we just kind of tacked it over a couple times, but it's time to replace it. So this shaft right here has to come out. We gotta take this cover off here and slide it out the end. So that's what we'll be working on. Alright, so as you see, we pulled the shaft out. So that drives off the PTO, goes through here with a chain, and then that drives all the rows on this side, the 6 rows on this side. This is our main problem here. This slip clutch is completely roached out. So we'll fix that one, but we were kind of looking at the rest of them, and they don't all, I mean, they've got, I don't know, some play in them too, but we'll see. Well, I didn't film a lot of the putting together process, but basically we just shove that shaft back, or we put the new slip clutch on, you bolt that onto the gearbox, then you slide that shaft back through all of them, and put new silicone on that outer plastic case, and then we dump some grease and some oil in it, like 3 or 4 tubes of grease, and about a gallon of oil. Not even half gallon oil, just to liquid it up a little bit, and seal it back up, bolt it back together, and we're good to go. So I'm up and running again. Sun's out, dust is flying. We're picking. I think Emily's going to come a little later and run the grain cart, so we'll see if get some footage of that or not. I'm sure she will.
I have drove the grain cart a few times before, so I'm pretty, not confident, but like decent, I would say. Not decent. I'll be okay. I'll be fine. I'm not great at loading trucks, though. Greggy gave me a little 411 situation before he left on how to load trucks, so we'll see. Fingers crossed I can do it. I'm also going to get my phone mount from Avery, so I can have my phone sitting up here so you guys can see all the action, and hopefully he gets some from his cab as well. My number one problem that I've ran into with being able to drive a grain cart or driving things is making it so that the like seat is actually like custom to me, or like the right height and stuff. I couldn't figure out for the longest time how to get the seat down. I did figure out how to get the seat down low enough, but I can't get it far enough forward that I feel comfortable with where my feet are at the pedals. So I'm going to be basically sitting at the edge of my seat the whole time. So if anyone, an engineer from New Holland, is listening and is able to make it just a little bit small, or for just a little bit smaller people, that would be clutch. Avery is right around the corner here, just opening up some fields. He did this pass right here, and then is opening up over there. So I'm just gonna go down kind of to the center area, so I can watch and wait until his combine's full and I have to go get a dump from him. Not dumping this one on the go. Also, Avery just ran his, whatever that's called. I'm blanking right now. He just ran that into the trees. He's probably just too distracted by me. Just kidding. If you've watched any of our harvest videos from last year, and the year before, I spent most of my time at our grain facility, working in the scale house, unloading trucks and stuff like that. I'm not really needed in there much this year, and so I feel like I stepped up a notch with my skills, and I stepped up a notch with what I'm able to provide, and I'm in the grain cart. I obviously am not in the grain cart the pivot track. I'm obviously not in the grain cart every day, but I have told Avery that I would like to be in the grain cart more, so maybe I'll be putting the grain cart more often this season. So they actually chopped some of this field, mainly just the outside rows, so you can actually see a difference basically right down the middle of the tractor right here. Of this side, there's no remnants of the corn stalk left. This side there is, so this is the side that was combined, this is the side that was chopped. This field, then when it's chopped, part of it will go back obviously to either our bunker or a farm that we sell feed to. And I'm assuming the reason that they chopped the outside is maybe because that wasn't hit by the irrigation. This field is irrigated, so I'm guessing that might be the reason why that was chopped and not any more of it, but I cannot be sure. Well, we did just have one situation where I had to radio Avery and ask him if he could come in and help me with something quick, but I'm putting all the blame on Greggy for this one. So right here is where it tells you if anything is going on, and it was saying something about EHR or something or other has to be in neutral. I don't know what that means, obviously. I'm not a tractor girl. And Avery had asked me if all of my levers were where they're supposed to be, and I had said yes, because it looked like they were all in neutral to me. But Greg had actually pushed both of these all the way forward, and because they're both all the way forward, I thought that was neutral. It wasn't. And it's because Greg did that. So, like I said, the blame is all on Greggy. Buck from Hennessy and then also Greggy and his dad are here because they are working on the sieves in Avery's combine. I guess they weren't working very well earlier. You know, Avery yelled at me for feeding the deer earlier because I went through the washouts over there and I spilled some corn, which was obviously my fault. But one would say that he's feeding the deer too. They're yapping about something in there. Hopefully Buck's getting her fixed. looks like somebody should clean these windows a little bit. I accidentally hit the wrong button, so Brandon's up there making her work. Well, you know how they say the grain cart driver is never right? I'm trying to be right. I'm not right. I thought he stopped back here, he has his auger out, he wants me to come over here. No, that's not the case. I also have no clue what's going on, so. Well, he's fixing something on his head. I do know that, but. Well,
Then they're tuned in.
Buck to the rescue.
Yep.
What's going on?
We're just adjusting the pre-sieve.
What's a
linkage
sieve?
So we can shut it a little bit more than we
Oh.
were before, so it doesn't give a cleaner grain sample. Get too many leaves in it.
So with your head, you're making it tighter. No? I don't know what you're talking about.
Pre-sieve inside the combine. The pre-sieve. The thing that separates the corn from the everything else.
Oh,
We're setting it a little bit tighter.
gotcha. What's your review of my grain carting?
We're doing good.
You scolded me earlier.
I did.
You know what that means? You need to come and fix the washouts.
Okay.
You don't have anything else to say?
Oh, you did good. You're loading trucks, right?
Mhm.
Did you, that one that you had to shut it off on, did you get her figured out?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Except
saying?
for, so I shut it off and then I accidentally hit it the wrong way because I couldn't remember which way.
Yeah.
And so I started it again and like dumped it onto Brandon.
Yeah.
And then shut it off immediately.
Was he in the truck?
Yeah, because he was already trying to level it out. He was like waving at me and I'm like, I know.
When in doubt, shut it off sooner than you think you need to. You can always turn it back on and get a little bit more.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Oops. It has not been a good day for my roommate. This field that we're in is really rough. And, well, the ends are very rough. And my roommate yeeted itself right out of the cup holder. And it's got scratches. Like, the paint is already coming off. So, that's unfortunate. It also doesn't fit in a tractor cup holder very well, so it's going back here for now. And I'm gonna have to remember that for the future. Also, hopefully my phone doesn't go flying off because it's so rough. Our like phone mount thing has not been sticking great to the windows, so that's what's happening. It is, I have no idea what time, 5:30 maybe. Buck is still riding with Avery. Brandon is no longer hauling corn for us. A guy, Roddy, who works for us during the fall, is hauling corn now. But I pulled the foam mount out of Avery's combine so you guys could get the in the cab action of these. So we're waiting on him to come around and he'll load me on the go here and then I'll go load a truck. So now that I've had the practice of loading trucks for a while and this whole experience, you'll get to watch it. Alright, Avery is coming around the end, so I'm going to put her in the gear, rev her up, ready to go. Look back and make sure it's actually going in the center of the grain cart, but then I can also follow a row. Mason told me to use my mirrors, and That's not gonna work for me. We are all loaded. There's 48 on this. Do you want me to load, Ronnie, or wait a little bit?
You can probably just load him. That way you won't overload him or spill so much.
Alright, I'm gonna drive over there. And then we'll re-film or turn the camera back on when I'm loading it. I hate any bumps. Flipper flipped. Wow, I'm like so concentrated. The other truck that we filled has a super hopper on it, so it's a little less, like it doesn't fill as much, like I can just put half and half and not have to pay attention. This one I do have to pay attention, so. This is my least favorite part of grain cart driving. That's about half on the front. Now I'll go to the back. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, but you can hear when you switch to the back hopper because there's no corn in it at first, so that's kind of helpful. Started filling this truck from the back, or like started the back and the way back, so it was over the drive. Tires, whatever the frick it's called. bet you Avery is already waiting for me. Well, I have to say, yeah, he stopped in the middle of the field. I have to say, that was probably my best load of a truck. So, I mean, you can't be too mad at me. Sometimes when I'm driving the grain cart, I have to remind myself that people's like 8-year-old kids do this. And so it's really not that difficult. Not saying kids aren't talented and that it takes a skill, because it does take skill. However, I have to remind myself it's not that complicated. My biggest pet peeve right now is all the ruts in this field that I swear just keep jumping out of nowhere. So that's frustrating, but it is what it is. Poor Greggy. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Somebody's probably going to tell me it's wrong, but I feel like with this tractor, so this is Mason's planting tractor. The tractor that I planted with has a CVT transmission. Don't ask me what that means, but I know that I use like a little joystick thingy to like make it go faster or slower, and this one you don't. You use like the bunny and the turtle thing. Can you tell my technical terms? Anyway, but because of that, I feel like I've been driving more with my clutch, which that's what I'm saying is I don't know if that's right or wrong, because it's probably wrong, but I feel like I've just been able to better control the speed that way with my clutch versus I do sometimes use like this thing bob, idler up and idler down. Technical terms just aren't there for me, but I've been driving with my clutch. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'll see the correctors in the comments. Avery really did not set me up for success with this one. He filled it so much, he spilled too, and he goes, "Don't spill," as I have to drive across this bumpy field. Bree was getting all fired up, so I let her out to run. Don't mind the dusty windshield again, but Avery is learning that Bree and I communicate when I'm in the tractor via honking. So Bree knows that this is a field road that she can sprint down, so she is sprinting back to my car, and then I just honk the horn and she turns around and comes back and knows to stay over here. Bree's just sitting there. Breester! Oh, the dog. Well, we're almost wrapping up for the night, but I just thought this would be funny for people to hear is the words of affirmation I sing to myself or like say to myself every time
That'll be your last one then.
I'm loading the grain cart or doing the grain cart is, "You're so brave, you're not afraid," which is a TikTok sound. Just the words of affirmation to remind myself that I can do this. Avery's gonna keep going for a little bit longer tonight, but I am done for the day. Bree and I are walking back to the car, and that will end today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting our channel. As a reminder, Avery and I have a wedding to pay for, so please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Give us all the engagement, all the love, so we can pay for our wedding. Just kidding, but not really. Anyway, thanks for watching and supporting. We appreciate it so very much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.